That was steady income.
You make money, and then you just keep fucking locked up in the goddamn room, and then it turned into something else, I guess, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's steady money. I mean, that's money you can begin to depend on. Yeah. You can count on it.
Yeah.
If Jimmy paying that off, I mean, you say he like to come around and hit him.
Yeah. Well, at least, you know, he ain't in the fucking picture, so every time the bitch, you know, it ain't him.
That you got to worry about.
Yeah, ain't him I got to worry about. I worry about my brother.
I mean, the more people that know though, man, the more dangerous that whole situation is.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I guess. Yeah. Well, as it was, my brother and me were the only one that knew about the one in the yard and the other two down the street. But hell, the way this case looks for me, it doesn't look like I'm gonna get out of it anyway, because it's hard to be a cop case.
Yeah, I had a friend, man. He had plenty of case law, man, back in his aggravated assault on an officer. Well, it was vehicular. He was trying to escape, and they didn't identify themselves, and it was supposed to be a sale. And so when they came running up at him on all black with ski masks on, he just accelerated the car. Yeah. And one officer got his foot ran over, and they gave him, I think, attempted murder on an officer or some junk. And he went to trial, and he lost in Cooper courtroom, man. And he showed me all type of case law that said otherwise, like he maybe should have won, or at least got a mistrial or a hung jury or something. Man, those people deliberated for like 20 minutes.
So them cops,
they're part of the court. I mean, the system.
The whole case is pretty bad. It's got a lot of holes in it, but with me, with no lawyer, it's hard for me to present that case to a jury and actually get a jury to understand what happened.
Yeah.
The public defender, he just sat right there at the table and told me, look, they're not going to let me help you. He basically told me, look, the state's not going to let me help you. They're going to convict you. They're going to send you to prison. And if you beat it on appeal, that's how you're going to get out of prison.
So listen.
And that's it.
They're not going to let him help as far as being not even representative. I thought it was just as a side counsel. But even if he was your representative,
the public defender gets up and he does the minimal amount to make it look like I have representation.
Yeah.
But he won't go find a witness.
Right.
He won't take a deposition from the witness. He won't take the evidence and send it over to the forensics lab and prove that my boot didn't make that print on the motherfucker's shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, I know my print didn't make the boot print on the officer's shirt. He wasn't even wearing that shirt when he arrested me.
Yeah.
He had a special task force shirt on.
What about the private investigator? She can't do nothing?
Shit, she ain't. I'm telling you, man, you did the right thing on hiring her.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I seen how she was slacking on your case. I'm like, man, I'm not going with that lady, man.
No, she won't. You don't know. You know,
Yeah,
I tried to get her to go out there and do it. I said, do a shirt lineup. I said, the cop wasn't even wearing that shirt when he arrested me. There were witnesses to the arrest. If you'll just question them, give them a shirt lineup, they'll tell you, oh, no, the cop wasn't wearing that shirt. He was wearing the shirt over here.
Yeah,
and I can prove that he didn't even have that shirt on when he says I kicked him. She couldn't even do that.
Because when all of them came, they all should have been wearing the same uniform, right? So now he had on something. Yeah. So now he has on something different than the other.
In the picture, he took a picture of this alleged blueprint. He's got on a fucking different shirt altogether. How come he got a different shirt on than the rest of everybody?
But are the other officers in the picture?
No.
So so they can't prove what the other ones were wearing.
The witnesses that watched him arrest me,
they know.
Seen the shirt he had on. It had big old police across the front.
Right.
They were able to say, no, that's the shirt they were wearing right there.
Right.
That's not the shirt that has the blueprint on it. She couldn't even do that.
So do you think it's on film by your neighbors having those cameras pointed at your house?
He's probably got a DVD of it.
But
souvenir.
Yeah.
But he won't give it up. He's the same one that got the house condemned and wants to bulldoze. They're not going to give it up.
Yeah.
They're not going to give it up. I tried to get the public, when they first arrested me, I told the public defender, I said, look, man, it was all happened right up under security camera. If you go to this address, I give them the neighbor's address.
Yeah.
And if you tell them you want that security disc, it'll show you I didn't commit the crime.
Yeah.
The first thing I was about is we don't need that.
So listen.
It was right after that, he told me, because I asked him, I said, well, why don't we need the security? And why don't you want to talk to my witness? And then I kind of cornered him in the corner, well, why aren't you helping me? What the fuck are you doing, man? I didn't commit that crime. Now, I might have done a bunch of other things in my life, but I didn't commit that crime.
And maybe the other stuff is what makes it look like you done that too.
I got a bad record.
But listen.
That's reasonable. Well, I got a bad record.
But listen. Remember, you showed me a map of like a layout of the house and stuff, just to give me an idea of where the rocks from. Yeah, and where the cameras was positioned. Okay, now I remember you telling me this and showing me this, and you said you showed the private investigator. But when you first came to the public defender with this information, did you show him the same thing? Like, yeah, because I mean, that map was intricate. That was detailed to the science. Even I could have went out there.
And then when I cornered him in the corner and said, why didn't you help me? That's when he finally confessed. He said, look, man, the state's not going to let me help you, man. They want you to go to prison. I said, so you're going to stand there beside me while they send me to prison knowing that I didn't commit that crime?
Right.
He said, well, you got a bad record. I said, what the fuck's my record got to do with it? So I committed crimes in the past.
But some of that stuff that's on your record, does it necessarily mean you done it if you copped out or if you was just charged with it? I mean, you have to realize, like, you could have just had your back against the wall and knew it was in your best interest to take 2 or 3 years.
If you were guilty, you're guilty.
Then you're guilty regardless if you've done it or not.
I never even been arrested for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
I got bad stuff on my record I was never even arrested for that I didn't even do.
So,
and to this day, I can't figure out why they didn't arrest me.
So listen, by you owning the property, you can't just sell it and get the money and use it for an attorney or something?
It's hard to sell from here. Places
Yeah.
condemned. The dirt
It doesn't, yeah.
Dirt's worth $20,000. You know, well, that's about all the dirt's worth. You know?
Yeah.
You can't. It's not like it's a
High value.
$200,000 home in a real nice neighborhood that you could get off of for $100,000 cheap.
Yeah.
Quick.
Easy.
Yeah, it's not like that. You be selling the dirt. The dirt has a structure on it, and if they bulldoze that structure,
It will cost them money.
well, now you got a lien against the property. If the dirt sells for $25,000, you got a $5,000-$6,000 lien against it. You got to satisfy the lien. So, in the end, yeah, I tried to. When I first come to jail, I solicited private attorneys and tried to trade them
The property for their representation.
I was scared to do that because I haven't over there on that goddamn property. Well, I didn't have no choice. I'm thinking, well, fuck it. Trade the goddamn property, hire a lawyer, get out, and just sneak over there one rainy night and dig the motherfucker up and get rid of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my intent.
Yeah. That would have been a good idea.
I couldn't even do that.
You probably could still do it though, right? You probably could still do it.
Shit, no, I ain't gonna get out. I'm not gonna get out of this building.
So why you say you couldn't do it?
Because I'm never gonna get out from under this cop charge. My ass going to prison. And by the time if I beat it on appeal, it'll be what, 2 or 3 years? That property somebody else will be owning it. They'll be found in the fucking body.
Dang, boy.
I don't know what the fuck will happen, but it'll be unearthed. My guess is it'll only sit there for about another 2 years, and it'll be accidentally unearthed anyway. And I don't know how they would do a forensics to determine the date of when
the
it was
death.
in the ground. I don't know how accurate that would be after 4 years or so, 5 years of being in the ground.
They probably got ways though.
I'm sure they do. Forensics is.
Man, they got all type of technology we don't even know about.
So I don't know, but as it stands right now, it's only been in the ground about 2 years.
When you're dealing with a skeleton, the only way to identify the body is the dental through.
DNA and bone too, I guess.
Oh, you can get DNA out of the bone.
I would think so.
Yeah, you probably can because they do bone marrow transplants. That's probably dealing
Marrow
with.
is probably deteriorated
Oh.
now, but I'm sure there's some DNA in the bone.
In the bone itself. Dang, boy. So the only way to really get rid of the body is to burn it up or feed it to the gators or something. It won't burn. It won't completely burn. Wow. But will it destroy what needs to be destroyed?
I don't know. I went to a cremation one time where the body was cremated, in the crematory, and they put the body in the furnace and it didn't burn at all.
Dang.
The pelvic and part of the skull was still intact.
Dang, that's crazy,
And
boy.
they had a furnace.
Yeah, they got fire pumping good.
Yeah, it's not like just throwing her in the bonfire in the back.
No, it's a furnace. Enclosed pit.
Yeah, to my understanding, if you just put the body in the fire and you burn the flesh, the bones still be there.
Dang, boy. That's hard. That's what I'm thinking of, like, dang, for you to get away with it, you got to know what you're doing, boy. See, a lot of people, they think they know what they're doing, or they think they, this, like.
Thank you, Mr. Mizrahi. Okay, members of the jury, it's been a long day for you, and I think that's probably enough for one day then. So in just a moment, I'm going to excuse you to go home for the evening. Remember, it's especially important during this overnight break, but it's the same thing as during our shorter breaks. Do not discuss the case with anyone. Don't let anybody come to you. Nobody's supposed to know you're on this panel anyway, but don't let anybody talk to you about the case. Don't look up anything about the case. Obviously, as you know, there's been media coverage. Do not look at any of the local news or the Times-Union or anything like that. And we will see you back tomorrow, same time, 9 o'clock. Remember that I cannot promise you tomorrow that we'll leave at the close of business at 5 o'clock. It may be a little bit later tomorrow. Shouldn't be too late, I wouldn't think, but again, I don't want to promise you that I'm going to get you out right at 5. So if you have something that you need to take care of at 5 or 6 o'clock tomorrow, please try to make other arrangements. With that, thank you very much for your being very attentive today, and thank you for your participation. Have a good evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Just leave your pads, and the bailiffs will take care of them. Anything we need to talk about before we recess for the evening?
No, sir.
Okay, we are in recess on this case until 9 o'clock, and recess, the court's in recess until 8:30, so thank you.